Back at the workshop again on Sunday now. Probably about five episodes into the future because we've got so much footage. When we got here today, I started on putting in the engine loom, which looked an absolute mess. It looked such a mess with all this plastic bits on. So I've been stripping all that back and we are going to just get some loom tape and wrap the whole thing. So hopefully that will give us the opportunity to pull some of the sensors around. For instance, for these gearbox ones come out of here and go back on themselves. So I think we're going to pull these cables back and bring it out similar to these. Bring them out from down here so they just go straight into here and straight to the... So yeah. It's very tight in places, very tight down here. That's never coming back out. We had a bit of a tidy up, as you probably noticed, and Rob has been putting back the boot catch with the cable, so...
If anyone's got one of these, let us know because I'm about to drill it out.
So what we're doing at the moment, I don't know how clear this is going to be on the GoPro, but we are trying to tuck the loom a bit, so we've got this mess to contend with. Basically what we're doing, as you can see, so the injectors connections were coming up through here and along the top here, which looks a bit messy, so we've put them all down through the centre there. And we just sort of began grouping sections which are going to come through, and just sort of hiding as much as possible, to be honest. So, for example, on this one as well, we're just going to have this group of cables tucked right up under there, and we'll sort of bracket that somehow. So we're just trying to pull the excess back through into the car at the moment. We're not really sure what we're going to do with it because obviously a lot of these are going to be too long. Well, they actually are. A lot of these are quite long, so yeah, but it is coming together. It's starting to look good, I think, so quite pleased with that. So we spent quite a long time actually doing this engine loom. We don't know where this goes at the moment. Other than that, I mean, everything's sort of... We got to extend this one earth back down to just below this throttle body here. But we've got the loom sort of typed up in approximately the position we think it's going to be. Apart from that one. So I think it looks a lot neater. These injectors sort of coming out from underneath. That one's for the starter motor, so that's going to loop in there. And this one's far too long, so we might end up cutting this plug out and reconnecting those, so that just goes down into the alternator and the knock sensor. We do have a lot of length inside the car. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do with that yet. We might end up, I don't really want to do it, but we might de-pin these plugs and shorten all of those. Or we might leave the length on so we can loop it up into the glove box or something.
What's up, guys? It's Saturday. I'm on the way to the farm. Just wanted to apologise for the last video sort of cutting off so abruptly. We did so much over the bank holiday weekend that we keep forgetting to summarise what we've been doing. So I'm just driving to the farm now to meet Dan, and what we're doing is we're going to go down to see Chris Tullett, who built our cage, because he's going to make us some foot plates and adapt our pedal box so that our master cylinder, our clutch master cylinder, works properly. So at the moment the sort of rod that attaches to the pedal kind of drags in and out because it catches on the actual casing of the master cylinder, which means that obviously nothing is lined up. So we're going to get that fixed, and as I say, get some foot plates made at the same time, and that should prevent us sort of messing up the paint in the footwells of the car, and obviously give us a bit more grip as well. So I think we're just going to put some, we'll get some sort of plates made, put some like grip tape on them or something like that, and then hopefully our feet won't slip around and it won't ruin the paint. So yeah, as I say, just sort of driving there now, and we will be on our way to Worthing shortly. So it's about half an hour away from us. Yeah, then obviously once we're back from there, we can continue with putting everything else back together.
It's so immature, isn't it?
So when's it go fast? So yeah, we've just dropped the pedal box down to Chris, and he's going to work some magic on it, hopefully make the clutch master cylinder work. And now we're on our way back to the workshop to get cracking with some other bits and bobs. So we still haven't got the lock sensor through, so that's a bit annoying, but hopefully once that comes through we can get all the other bits and pieces back on. Don't really know what we're going to do today other than play with some wiring and stuff, and then go from there. So we just picked up some new discs from Euro Car Parts, Brembo obviously for added power, and hopefully they come with stickers so we can add Brembo to our shopping list on our door. The discs that we had, or that are on the car at the moment, they actually came off my old Civic, and they've been sat in my garage for about 5 years. So when we put the driver's side one on, it didn't actually turn. Well, it does turn, but it's really, really wobbly because it looked bent. I think it had been stood up in my garage or something like that. So we needed new discs. Euro Car Parts had 15% off, so it seemed like a good time to do it. And yeah, we'll get to the workshop, get that done, maybe do some wiring, and then I think we're going to lower the S14 because Japfest next weekend. Dan's got his new wheels on. I haven't showed you them yet. They look a bit space savoury at the moment. So we'll sort that out and then I'll show you once it looks good. Peace out. Breakfast came.
No one wants to watch it. This is the worst bit. This is not going in the episode.
This is going to be in the episode. What are you doing, Dan?
I'm being silly. Stunts king.
Just lowering the S14 ready for Japfest. These are Dan's new wheels if you haven't seen them already. Work emotions. Oh, there's 17 by 9 all around, there you go. 25mm spacers all around as well. Well, they're originally
ET38.
ET38, so now they're 18.
No, 13.
Don't know, we can't math, so
13.
if you can do 38 minus 25,
let us know.
let us know, and that's what they are.
So we're back at the farm. Just had a visit from a couple of mates, which is quite cool. Rob has put the new discs on, which means that they actually turn now without catching, which is quite good. At least we know that there's nothing wrong with the hub, that that wasn't in an accident or anything like that, which is obviously good to know. So yeah, I think we're going to have a bit of a go at the interior wiring. We've got a little bit of other stuff to crack on with as well. At the moment, we did spend about 20 minutes last time we were here looking for the front brake pads, but we had no luck. So that's the next task, I think. Try and find these brake pads. They could be anywhere. Rob thinks they might be under these seats. Let's take a look at what's under seat number 2. Nah! Close, but no cigar. They were definitely on a pallet, which we did have down here. and then one day we decided to clean up the pallet. They were with the crank pulley, if you remember. We also lost that, so they could be anywhere.
Oh no, that's...
Got him! They were in a pile underneath one of the wiring looms, because we've got about, how many wiring looms we've got now? 6. We've been through about 4 or 5 wiring looms, I think, so yeah, but we got them, so we chucked them in. This is for you, Carl. Carl very kindly pointed out that we'd put the tie rod ends on the wrong side, so we're just swapping them over. It's quite difficult one-handed. Well, we got the calipers and pads back on, which look good, and Rob put the stainless steel flexible brake lines in. He's done. Well, he's just working on the last corner now. I don't think you'll be able to see any of this. Hello.
Hey.
So Rob's been brave and cutting the last of the brake lines as well. And I don't know if you noticed on any of our other videos, but the hoses for the heater matrix were pretty bent. So this is sort of how they started off on the top one, and I've managed to straighten it out on the bottom one there. So hopefully we'll get a good seal on that for the new hoses. Basically, the reason they're so bent is we didn't realise quite how thin it was when we took it off originally, and obviously these hoses had never been off before, so they were pretty seized in there. Rob fucked them up basically, and I've got to fix his problems again. What I'm actually doing, the conventional method of stuffing sockets in stuff, I'm sort of putting one socket in and bending it out a little bit, and then moving up a size and get that one in after, and then, you know, just slowly working my way up until we've found that an 11mm socket is actually the perfect inside diameter for that. So yeah, I'll crack on with that. We'll update you in a bit. I had to get Rob to give us a hand actually on the second one, but now we think that these 2 hoses are going to be probably good enough. Pretty circular. When Rob was being brave, it paid off. I don't know if you can see in here. The brake line's now cut to length and bent into the position it needs to be in. We're just waiting for a flaring tool to do the standard flares, which obviously we've got to do 4 of those. So yeah, I think I'm going to have a go with, well, I'm going to start stripping back the interior loom now, and we'll see where I get with that, I suppose.
We are currently sat in the footwell, as you can see. We're just dealing with this absolute monstrosity of a wiring loom.
Neither of us know what the fuck we're looking at.
We have no idea what we're doing. We're just taking it back, and the idea is
we're taking all the plastic off.
The idea is to... So these are the door grommets currently, and this is also part of the... I'll take that out. This is also part of the loom that used to go through this hole and run down that side of the engine bay. But what we're going to do is poke it out of this hole, run it down the wing, and then it's obviously so it's not in the engine bay, but yeah, we're just trying to figure out what everything does really. So going back through this grommet here will be a lot of this wiring, so these 2 will be combined and go out of that hole rather than it running through there, which is the plan.
So that goes, is that one can go there? And you put the fuse box in there somewhere. Yeah. So we've been playing around with the wiring, as you know, trying to get the interior sorted out, looking at the fuse boxes and trying to match up plugs with other ones. So for instance with this interior loom, just figuring out which ones I plug into, so we've got those all sorted. We've got a few spare ones here which we don't really know where they go yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. And we've got the dash harness there just plugged in for the moment, just as we try and figure out this fuse box. So we pulled them inside because most of them aren't even used anymore, and we've taken through the lighting section of the loom through to outside, so that's all the front lights. That's going to run back in through that hole and through this wing here, back out the front here. So we're going to figure that out. We'll figure that out next time we're here, I think. We're waiting for a very small section of wiring which does the fuel pump and level sensor, which we should have in about a week or so, which goes through the sensor there. That's stopping us putting the tank in at the moment, but as soon as we get that we can put that in. So yeah, it's about 10:30 now I think, so we're going to go home, but we'll be back in the morning.
Missed it, but Dan was just getting naked in my car. Why are you wearing a shirt to the farm?
Shoes?
Fuck off.
So, quite a successful evening actually. I'll show you